there was a death at Burning Man. This occurred over the course of the weekend. I've never been to Burning Man. Have any of you? I know I look like I probably
I would have guessed.
in a fucking tent.
I asked you last week. I was like, would you ever go there? No.
I see things like I went to a concert on Friday night with my son, and I was like, man, it's funny because I remember being at an age where I wanted to be and have lawn seats because I knew what happened up in the lawn.
Yeah.
Up in the lawn is where you play Cheeto fingers with the ladies. It's where you drank beer underage. Up in the lawn is where you may have dabbled in marijuana at times. It was fun being on the lawn.
Yeah.
But now I've gotten to an age where I was looking at the lawn seats and I'm like, I went on Friday night to Blink 182 in Tampa. I took my 16-year-old. I'm like, man, lawn seats are only $20. But for 120, I could be in a shaded area with nice seating. I don't have to bring my own chair in, and I don't got to be around a bunch of 14-year-olds smoking reefer. Okay, I'm good. So I've gone from the I want to do fun things part of life to, okay, what can my financial status afford me to enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can afford to enjoy an actual seat. There sounds nothing fun about going to any type of festival ever. Whether it's Gathering of the Juggalos, I'm sure those are fine people. But every time I've ever seen a Gathering of the Juggalos and you look at the parking lot, it's Honda Civic, Honda Odyssey minivan, Toyota Corolla from 92. You never see somebody pulling up in like a Bentley at a Gathering of the Juggalos. Nope. And I think the same thing would apply to the Burning Man festival.
Well, Burning Man is exclusively for Silicon Valley homosexuals. That's
right
pretty
in.
much it.
Valuetainment homosexuals. It's me.
It's very expensive. Very expensive.
To go to Burning Man?
Yeah.
It's extremely expensive.
What is... So I know that they have the big effigy and then they light on fire.
No.
A few years ago, there was a guy that ran into it. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my God.
A guy died. It was 2023. No, 2017.
So, yeah, I remember seeing the footage of the guy running into the effigy or whatever they call it and then not running out. But this go around, a man was found lying in a pool of blood around 9:15 Saturday evening during the burning of the effigy. The death is being investigated as a homicide with the victim not yet identified and no arrests announced. Here is a news story. What is this? The Associated Press?
Yeah.
Man is found dead at annual Burning Man festival in Nevada, a sheriff's office says. We were just in Nevada.
Crazy place.
Were you? Oh no, you guys met us in California.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. First of all, duh, it's a desert and it's going to be hot and it's a summertime. Does any of that sound appealing to you guys? We're going to go out to a giant festival in the middle of the desert, in the middle of Nevada, in the middle of August. We're going to burn a giant structure, be surrounded by other dirty perverts who aren't washing. And what is fun about any of that to anybody?
It stresses me out to think about it.
Well, you realize that there's also like health conditions that you get exclusively from this, right? It's on a
HPV.
Yeah, but there's also something called playa foot, which is like it's this bacterial infection you get from the dirt in the area of the desert where they go because it's like so contaminated and this condition that you get just walking around barefoot. And they're just, oh yeah, like here's the soap you treat your feet with to try to mitigate, not immunize yourself from it, just mitigate the effects of the irritation and the infection. And like, it's a bunch of dirty Silicon Valley hippies who go out there to do drugs and have sex. And
gay sex.
It's like Woodstock with demons instead of Jimi Hendrix.
And no music.
Wait, there's no music at the festival?
No, it's a spiritual experience where you burn the temple and the effigy. Like,
so there's not like a stage and Foo Fighters comes out and plays.
There's a few stages and some people come up, but it's not a music festival.
It's not like someone's going to headline Burning Man.
And I have the prices here, like ultra budget. All right, this is from Wire Magazine. You're looking at $1,500 to $2,000. All right. Mid-level of comfort, they're just middle of the road. You're talking between $4,000 and $5,000, all right? And luxury camps go between $5,000 and $10,000.
What's a luxury camp look like?
They have toilets.
I can't imagine. Okay, so no one here has ever been.
No.
I don't see any of us ever going, mostly because of the whole we're not Silicon Valley homosexuals.
Yes.
Satanic.
Silicon Valley.
Also, not to get all
dirty,
tinfoil,
hippie homosexuals.
not to get all tinfoil hat on you, but if you go back to this Associated Press article, the entire thing is in the Black Rock Desert, and the guy was found dead in Black Rock City, which is the tent area that they have set up there. So it's like, why is it that anything to do with Black Rock?
Saturday at the Gathering in the Black Rock Desert, about 110 miles north of Reno. And down at the bottom, it says
Makeshift
Black
encampment
Rock
called
City.
Black Rock City.
What?
Which, okay, so I was in Vegas 3 weeks ago. You could not, and I'm used to the heat from Florida. I'm used to walking from my house to my car and getting back sweat. It's just what happens in the state of Florida between, mid-May all the way up until October. I was not prepared for the heat in Vegas. They call it a dry heat. I had no idea. Like, you ever hear, oh, it's not that bad. It's a dry heat. Oh, it's bad. And so I can't imagine being out in the desert for how long's the festival? 3 days?
I think it's
Yeah,
a little,
couple days.
It's long. It's more than that. And part of the luxury area is that you get air conditioned tents. Anything outside
Like
of that,
Alligator Alcatraz. They had air-conditioned tents.
but anything outside of those top tier ones, I'm pretty sure it's you bring your own fan and make do with what you can.
That's filthy.
But from what I saw doing the research, it's just tech bros and OF girls just trying to like walk around naked.
and someone who
that's
has
not so
like,
bad.
Hold on a second. You guys made it sound like it was Gay Fest.
Yeah.
This sounds a lot
Oh, that
hotter
too.
now, Brandon.
Let's
We're gonna
go next year.
well, somebody
We're
who
going
had
to end up in the gay city.
We'll document it.
somebody who had really interesting commentary on this was Nicole Shanahan, who you'll recall was
RFK's
Jr.'s
running mate.
Also the ex-wife of Sergey Brin
Yes,
from Google.
so I'm assuming she's been to these
She's been to
before.
them. But last year, she very notably converted to Christianity. And she just wrote a whole thing that she posted on X and I believe shared across a couple other platforms as well, talking about her experiences at Burning Man now in light of her new Christian faith and talking about the entire thing is literally a demonic ceremony. Like, the people go there to engage in hedonism and mind expansion. And it concludes with the burning of a weird effigy that you throw all your negative energies into. Like, it is an offering, and the people who organize it talk about it as it's not just a ritual we do. It's an actual offering to something they believe is higher than them.
So what's crazy is hearing you talk about that. Then when people like us question it, they're like conspiracy theorists. But then you look at Bohemian Grove with Alex Jones, what he uncovered there. Same situation. A bunch of people getting together. This one in the middle of the woods, more secretive. You can't actually go inside of it. And then they gather for what? To do rituals and then burn a giant owl. And then we're weird for going, hey, that's weird that a bunch of grown men. What did you just show them?
No, I didn't show him anything. I was looking at when did Burning Man start.
Oh, so to me, why are we the weird ones for calling out when other adults are doing weird things? Then the people are like, you're obsessed with the weirdos doing weird things. It's like, yeah, wouldn't you be obsessed with weirdos doing something weird? Yeah, it's okay to question
And
that.
for anyone who would deny like a weird religious connotation to it, festivals like this happen all over Europe in like ancient pagan civilizations. The Wicker Man festivals in, I believe it's like the Scotland and Ireland, for example. Like these effigy burnings used to happen all over the place, and they were always accompanied by very elaborate rituals, often sexual displays, sometimes human sacrifice. So,
Connor, did you ever get into like, talking about Black Rock, about the
wow.
worship of the planet Saturn and the Black Rocks?
The black cube.
yeah, the Black
Black
Cube in
Cube.
Mecca is another great example of that. But
I've never heard. What's the black cube of
It's
Mecca?
what everybody worships.
yeah, so you know when Muslims make the pilgrimage to Mecca, like they you ever see?
Let's just say yes. I'm aware. Go ahead.
Okay. In the city of Mecca, that is the sacred site for Islam, there's a place where they all go and they basically walk in a giant circle as they pray, and it's a giant black stone cube, and inside it's a temple with some various items like a space rock, I think is one of them. But it's very weird that like this group that claims to be a monotheistic religion is offering prayer to a giant cube.
Well, there's supposedly a black cube on Saturn, and that's why they worship it.
Yeah.
But weird thing. So this thing starts in 1986 in the Black Rock Desert, and then Black Rock starts in 1988. So I don't know if they're like doing some kind of sacrifice to the Black Rock or something. I don't know, but that is weird. Like there's a lot of like black cube or rocks or so like anything related to stuff like whatever's on Saturn. So
Officials say the murder appears isolated. They've urged vigilance. Organizers are cooperating with police and offering a crisis support line as well as free Wi-Fi. So that's what'll get if you're not on the top tier and you want to connect on the internet at Burning Man, then just murder someone and you'll get free Wi-Fi. If this death is confirmed as a homicide, it would be the first suspected homicide since Burning Man moved to the desert. The law. Oh, and in addition, you had mentioned the OnlyFans. Apparently, there is an air-conditioned Orgy Dome that was also destroyed by high winds and deemed beyond repair. However, organizers hope to offer limited workshops for orgying instead. 70,000 attendees in the desert for this.
Oh my God. It's called
70,000. That's crazy.
That's a
You're
stadium.
gonna give it to New York Post.
Yeah.
You have the best headlines.
Orgy Dome is crazy.
Blown away, wrecked by fierce Nevada windstorm. Worked so hard to erect our lovely. That's not the Post. That is the actual. That is the organizers of the event saying we worked so hard to erect this. But it was furiously blown and really took a pounding. And now the
there's
dome has been shut down.
Photos
Yes.
of it too, right? Oh, they even had a cool sign, Orgy Dome.
Yeah.
We should get that for the editing bay, and we have the sign up Orgy Dome. It's an orgy of thought and creativity. Come to the
other
Orgy
It
Dome.
looks-
No, but it's literally like I can't remember if I have another picture in here or not. It is just mattresses and red lights strung up everywhere. And the point is you go in and you're down for whatever, and it's a bunch of drug-fueled hippies having sex with anything.
Yeah.
that
How do you
moves.
not expect to get an ST? Like, do you? does
Those
somebody really
places
go
are
in-
gross. I've been to them. Not. Nope. Let me finish. And I didn't do that either at the sex club. We did comedy at. There's a place called. It's in Kissimmee. I think it's called Secrets. It's like a swingers. Lifestyle resort, but
Nice.
they would hire comedians to come in and perform, and so I went and
During the
performed.
swinging?
No,
Or-
no,
Or in between.
no, in between. We're like the refreshments. So it's like, all right, you stop swapping wives, you go listen to some dick jokes, and then back to swapping
The
wives.
refractory period, you listen to some communities.
You walk
comedians.
in, and the place just smells like bleach. And as soon as you walk in, you're like, this is odd. And then I didn't realize at first, like, the way that the promoter booked it, he's like, no, it's like a lifestyle resort for older people.
wow.
And I was like, oh, okay, it's like a vacation. He's like, yeah. But when you walk in and you're like, there's a lot of beds here. And then you're like, well, that's a sex swing. And then I went, well, it smells a lot like chloroform. Not that I would know what chloroform smells like, but like bleach. There was like a weird off smell. And then the other comedian's like, yeah, this is a swingers club. And I went, oh, that's interesting. And then I told my jokes and left because I was like, this is the grossest place I've ever been inside of.
Did they pay well?
No, no. That's the worst part. Normally, when comedy shows don't pay well, they offer something to make up for the shitty pay, like
But you
free
didn't want it.
mozzarella sticks. Yes, I did not want to swing with 75-year-olds from Ocala. That wasn't exactly in my things to do. So we'll see if the person is dead. True crime does well, so hopefully this clip will pop. We'll do one more story, and then we have some clips of Jubilee to play. We're going to burn through this quickly. This is a story. I've seen the remake of the movie
Yeah.
with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Stifler. Yeah, Walking Tall.
Knoxville.
Somehow Stifler got into that movie.
Knoxville.
Oh, it's Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Stifler?
I don't
Okay,
know.
I got the two confused. All right, sorry, the guy from Jackass. So much more esteem and prestige for the role of the guy from Jackass, the guy who taped his balls to or hit his balls with stuff. But the story behind this movie, which we've heard since the story happened in the 60s, they made two movies. In
73 and 2004.
73's Walking Tall, and then 2004, The Rock. The movies are based off the death of Pauline Pusser. Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it Pusser?
I believe it's Pusser.
Pusser. Okay.
Bad name.
She is the wife of Sheriff Buford Pusser, who was involved in a 1967 ambush that ended up killing Pauline. So Pusser and his wife go out on patrol. I believe that Pusser was responding to a 911 call, decided for some odd reason to bring his wife along. As they're approaching the crime scene, a vehicle pulls up next to Pusser and his wife. They shoot both Pusser and his wife. Pusser was shot multiple times, ended up having to have facial reconstruction surgery. His wife died in the ambush. Pusser survives. They go on to award him all kinds of accreditations. He becomes a local hero. What state is this in? Do you remember? Is it...
Probably one of those crazy.
I think it's one of the southern states, if I'm correct, but normally I'm wrong. I thought there was a band that played at Burning Man, so I'm always wrong.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, McNairy County, Tennessee.
Okay, so that's like kind of mid-south. That's central United States, right? And
South.
Tennessee South?
Yeah.
Tennessee's the South.
Okay, so fine. It's in
Or
the
if
south.
not, Tennessee's the South.
Yeah, that's why it confuses me, because we are the furthest south, but we're the least redneck. Until you get to the middle of the state.
Only the Panhandle is south. Anything south of the Panhandle is not south.
Yeah, and Panhandle is okay. Those are weird people in the Panhandle. All right, so
I love you though.
So the guy is responding to a 911 call with his wife. 1967. They get ambushed. A car pulls up alongside them as they're responding to the 911 call. They shoot inside the car. The officer gets hit. His wife dies, succumbs to her injuries. They end up making movies about this, telling this guy's story. But it turns out the whole thing might be bullshit. A police department reopened a cold case in 2022, a cold case investigation into the 1967 death. A 2023 tip led to Pauline, the wife's, how do I pronounce it? Exhumation in 2024. And using modern technology, including an autopsy, ballistic reports, blood stain analysis, and reenactments, the evidence indicates that Buford Pusser's wife, Pauline, was likely shot outside of the vehicle, not inside like Pusser claimed, and then placed inside the vehicle. Her head injuries didn't match the interior, and blood splatter on the hood supported an exterior shooting scenario. Pusser's cheek wound was of close contact, likely self-inflicted. So the shot that was involved in injuring Buford, the husband, the officer, was done at close range, likely a self-inflicted shot. I can't imagine that you hate your wife that much that you kill her and then shoot yourself. I've been very angry at my wife. I'm not saying that I'd ever kill her, but I've certainly come to the point where I'm like, oh, this bitch could go missing. We live near the Everglades. But never to actually put the gun to yourself and then pop yourself in the face as well. Pauline had also had a previously healed nasal fracture consistent with interpersonal trauma. So there may have been some type of argument or fight that happened before, and all the evidence now leads to the shooting actually happening outside the car, which means that all of this entire story, the same story that we've been told since 1973 when the first movie came out. So you're talking about 40 plus years of bullshit. It's all bullshit. Here is who is this that's speaking?
This is from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. They're
the TBI announcing the new discovery into the 1967 death of Pauline Pusser.
It's been said that the dead cannot cry out for justice. It is the duty of the living to do so. In this case, that duty has been carried out 58 years later. The TBI, then the Tennessee Bureau of Identification, took the lead on this investigation into the 1967 murder of Pauline Mullins Pusser. She was a wife, a mother, and a sister whose life ended violently and unjustly. Her husband, McNairy County Sheriff Buford Pusser, reported that his wife volunteered to ride along in the dark early morning hours on a disturbance call. He claimed that a car pulled alongside his and fired several shots, killing Pauline and injuring him in what he claimed was an ambush intended for him and carried out by unknown assailants. Buford Pusser recovered from his injury. No viable suspects were developed and no charges were filed. This was a cold case for decades, but in 2022, TBI agents took another look at the archive file and coordinated with our office. That work accelerated in 2023, and in 2024, Pauline Mullins Pusser was exhumed for an autopsy. TBI completed their investigative process this year, and the file was forwarded to our office to review. The file is voluminous, over 1,000.
Well, and nothing can actually happen to the sheriff, Buford Pusser. He died in 1974. He actually died as a result of a car accident. According to reports, he was driving his specialized Corvette, failed to make a turn, was ejected from the vehicle. Some say he was intoxicated at the time of his death, driving under the influence. However, no autopsy was performed. So even if they do get to the actual truth behind this killing from 1967, it doesn't look like there's going to be any justice served, because the guy who is alleged to have done it or been implicated in the death of his wife is already dead himself.
How the hell did they get the Walking Tall storyline out of that, though? Like, that doesn't sound anything like the movie. The movie, it's like a whole organized effort of a gang to kill his family, and then he goes out and systematically kills them. So why this?
You're talking about the 2004 featuring Rock?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, I mean,
20,
I'm assuming the other one was the same way.
27% in Rotten Tomatoes. Terrible.
No, it was a good movie.
Good movie?
It was a great movie.
Good movie?
Yeah. You listen to Rotten Tomatoes?
What?
You listen to Rotten Tomatoes?
Got 6.3 stars on IMDb.
So?
I say it was a good action movie.
113,000 people rated it. 6.3 out of 10 stars on IMDb. According to the to the 2004, the plot is a former U.S. soldier returns to his hometown to find it overrun by crime and corruption, which prompts him to clean house. Well, the sheriff was also going after a gang. I forget the name of the gang. I read this story over the course of the weekend. There was a gang that he was going after in the 60s and 70s that were involved in illegal moonshining, I believe, at the time. And so that's maybe... What?
Alcohol wasn't illegal in the 60s?
No, but
moonshine
unlicensed
specifically?
manufacturing
Okay.
Still
is.
illegal.
Yeah, moonshine, because moonshine, I believe, is still illegal in certain parts
You
of
need
the
a
country.
lot of permits.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the legal version, never had the illegal stuff.
The illegal stuff's the good stuff. That's the stuff that can make you blind. If it's not made right, it can make you blind. And I willingly drank that. Somebody's like, here, drink this. I was like, what's that? They're like, moonshine. I was like, cool. And they're like, I made it from home. I'm like, that's interesting. And then they're like, if I didn't make it right, you could go blind. And I went, all right.
Now,
I
can
can
we go
still
back
see.
to the murder? All right, theories. You think he knew people were after him? He was tired of the wife. He goes like, this is a perfect murder. You think he's planning on this?
Yeah, she's supposed to
Because he got away. How many years did he get away with?
I
this?
mean,
He got away with it.
Well,
He
8
did
because
get
he
it.
died in 74
Yeah,
and
he
the
got away
killing was
with
in
it.
67.
So you think it was him thinking about this? Like,
What was crazy is that
because
apparently
he fooled everywhere.
Yeah, because apparently the first movie came out in 73 and he died in 74. He died like within days of agreeing that he would show up in a sequel to that movie to play himself. So he like his career was going to take off in a crazy direction right before he died. So clearly there's stuff about this guy that was not nearly all that we were led to believe it was.
Quite the opposite.
We could do a whole episode on mysterious Hollywood murders because when you think about the Natalie Wood story, do you ever hear that of her drowning? She was with. I'm not going to do it justice. She was with a bunch of... Christopher Walken was on the boat, as well as the guy that played the $1 Million Man. I forget his name now. They were on a boat, and she was a famous
Lee
actress
Majors.
at the time. Lee Majors. So then it wasn't that, because it wasn't Lee Majors. But there are mysterious deaths. Remember the dude that shot his wife? Robert Blake allegedly murdered his wife. There's been tons of... 2002. There's been a lot of weird, mysterious deaths in Hollywood. Maybe one day
Yeah.
we should devote an whole Hollywood death
I like
episode.
that.
Yeah.
We're doing 9/11. Let's do Hollywood deaths next.
Yes.
I have so many questions about this. Like, I don't know. It's the plan. Was it luck? I don't know. Did people run with the thing, or was it his idea to like? I
No,
don't know.
but the guy kind of had a reputation, if from what I've read holds up. He had a reputation around the town of being like this legendary, hard-nosed, tough-on-crime kind of guy. Like, look at some of the sheriffs we have down here in Florida now.
Yeah. What's his name? Judd or something?
Sheriff Grady Judd.
Yeah.
Who everybody loves him. He's on the news all the time. He's talking about
I
you know,
love
how
that
He
guy.
can do whatever he wants, and
Yeah.
I'll believe him.
he was the guy who's like, when his officers shot a cop killer, they're like, "Why did you shoot him 63 times?" Like, we ran out of bullets.
Would have shot him more. To your point, Pusser fought state line mob and other organized crime elements along with the Dixie Mafia that operated along the Tennessee-Mississippi border. He went after them for bootlegging and moonshining, illegal gambling and prostitution, robbery and tourist fleecing, bribery and corruption, and violence and murder. So when you're chasing after a gang like that, it's easy for you to be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to kill my wife. I'm going to blame it on the state line mob and be like, they pulled up to me and killed her and shot me in the face. Because if you look, you can tell his face is messed up. When you look at the photos of his face before and after, I can't imagine putting a gun to your own face and pulling the trigger. But I also can't imagine murdering my wife.
but at the same time, I think this is a botched murder-suicide. That's my theory.
Oh, so you think he wanted to kill her, then kill himself? He didn't. He survived, and then he
you don't
claimed.
put a gun to your head. I'm sorry,
Your
YouTube.
mouth.
You don't. Yeah, you don't do that if you're not serious about it. So I think it's a botched murder suicide. It might take.
Well, we'll find out. Listen, it's been ongoing since, again, 1967. We're in 2025, so if my math is correct, that's, 58 years?
Yep.
So in another 58 years, when we're all dead, we'll get answers to this.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.